Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today you join me in my Toyota Yaris. This is a 1 litre blue. That's the trim as well as the colour. Although I suppose the outside of it you could actually call very here nor there blue. It's an icy blue, but I'll put a picture of it up now. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. So it's been a couple of weeks since my last video. Basically, I took on a couple of cars, I think, like I said then, that turned out to be a bit more of a project than I had initially bargained for. That said, the Renault Clio that I was talking about in those videos has now sold. That went to a very happy buyer. And the Skoda Roomster has been completely given a new lease on life. That was an £825 car, and I've pretty much spent that again on it, but now it's being sold into a cleaning company that will hopefully be using it for trips all the time. It's going to be perfect for that kind of thing. Very good on fuel, very reliable 1.9 TDI diesel, good on space as well, but still not a massive car, but you can still get bags and bags of linen in it. This Yaris, on the other hand, as you can see, is really quite a clean little example. I'll put up some more pictures of the interior now. You can have a look at it there, and I'm quite proud of this one. So I went down to Newcastle for this one, so that's only about an hour away from me. I could probably do two journeys to Newcastle in a day, I reckon, whereas most times that I go abroad, so to speak, in the UK for one of these cars, I could probably only do the one journey that day. But Newcastle, it's not too far. So I went and picked this up from a gentleman he'd literally just finished his studies down in London, and it was in one of those sort of streets where all the families are Jewish and they've got like Hebrew nameplates on their houses and stuff. It was kind of interesting actually, but he was telling me that he's going away to Israel, so he was getting rid of this car first. I don't know if you believe any sort of stereotypes about not wanting to spend money, but every single car on that street was a Toyota or a Honda. So if you want a hassle-free car, I suppose maybe take a leaf out of their book. But they all were driving Toyotas and Hondas, and this is one of them. So this just had 76,000 miles. Like I said earlier, it's the very small 1 litre 3-cylinder. Easy, just bulletproof, chain-driven engine. They're absolutely magnificent, in a kind of not very exciting way, I suppose. Really, these engines are magnificent because of the fact that they can make so many. They never seem to go wrong, and there doesn't really seem to be like a bad batch of them either. The repeatability, I think, is what you'd call that, is excellent. And that's something that I really like about Toyota, just the consistency in the build quality. Not necessarily the build quality on a couple of cars, but how they all seem to be very, very good. So this one, like I said, it's got fairly low miles for a 2004 car. It's got a CD changer and air conditioning, as well as central locking. You can see on the key there, it's got lock and unlock buttons. Not always common in a car of this age. It wasn't always standard. I know it's something that you just come to expect being a thing, as well as a CD changer in aircon, but once upon a time that wasn't the case. What else is in here that I can really talk about? Not really much else. These cars are pretty, it's very A to B kind of transportation, but it does it well, and it will do it until the sun goes black. So yeah, the Yaris is the latest acquisition. I've had a couple of offers for it for 1,000. I picked it up for 775. I've had a few offers of 1,000. I've, done the oil work and things like that on it at this point, and I'm not really willing to let it go for the profit of, what would that be? Maybe £190 or something profit in there. So I've got it up at 1,190 to basically try and double that, get closer to £400, because I've done that with a car, with basically a Yaris with similar miles, same amount of MOT, but a lower spec and older, and it sold fairly quickly. It sold in about a week, so I'm hoping I can do a similar thing with this one. 1195, make about £400 out of it, and put that cash into the next one. Soon I will be flush with cars and money. So what else? So since the last video as well, we've also sold the Renault Clio, and that was a cheap car, and I've let it go for cheap. It's really not worth more than about $995. It did have it had a dent in the side that I put in the pictures, but when the person actually saw the car, they apparently hadn't been very discerning with the pictures, didn't realize there was that dent in the passenger side door, and they just basically asked to go down to 920 in the end, which I agreed to. So the Clio, that was about £140 profit-ish. And there's another car that I'm going to be doing a video on very soon that I've recently saved from going to the scrapyard. And that cost me a grand total of £400 English. Now, it doesn't have an MOT. It had about 3 days MOT when I bought it. But it's passed its last 4 without any advisories. It does probably need a drive shaft, an ABS speed sensor, and it does need an exhaust, and I've got the exhaust already. So all in all, it looks like I could be in this car for less than £600 and probably get it out the door for £1,100 with a new MOT on it. Fingers crossed though. You will probably not be able to guess what car that is, but I will give you a clue. It's got 4 doors and it is a 1-litre engine with 65 horsepower. Not a Yaris. It's not Japanese. So we will we'll hopefully do a new video on that one soon. But apart from that, guys, that's where we are. So October's been an interesting one. A couple of things have slowed us down, and I think just getting back into work after like September and August have just been, you know, a little bit tougher than I've had before. But just when you're working for yourself, I think these are the things that you discover. You discover things about yourself, your resilience, how you sometimes need to whip yourself back into shape to start working again. But there we go. It's all a learning experience. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching this slightly rambly video. I'm a little bit under the weather at the moment, so if I don't sound right or I haven't been talking straight, then that's my excuse. But if you guys could like, comment and subscribe, share this video to your friends as well, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching and take care.